Hey everybody, happy Thursday evening and welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings. Good to have you on the program today. Everybody in the chat taking bets about how late I'm gonna be. Well, look, I'm on time because I'm always on time. This is something you don't get yet. Whatever time it is that I start the program, that's the right time and I'm on time even if I'm late. But I'm not late because I'm on time. Just work with me, you know, it's not that difficult. Good to have you on the program today. We are playing more Bramble, the Mountain King, and I really think you should check out the last episode if you haven't already. If you haven't already, pause this. Go watch the last episode. Come back because a lot happened in Bramble, the Mountain King last week, and it's a unique game. We'll just call it a unique game. So we're all looking forward to playing more Bramble, the Mountain King. I have no idea how much more gameplay there is in the game. One second, hold on here. There we go. I got both chats up. I have no idea how much gameplay is left in the game. I'm hoping a lot. Like, I hope we have enough for an entire other broadcast, but I'm not exactly sure. So we'll tackle it together and see what happens. I have come prepared today with a slew of cigars. My ship just came in, and by ship I mean UPS truck, and by in I mean made a delivery of cigars. And I've got a number of brands to explore today. I don't think I'm going to get to all of them, as it doesn't, it takes me a while to get through a cigar, especially when I'm doing a lot of talking. But I've got an Iron Horse, which I have enjoyed before. This is new. This is an Inferno Flashpoint. Haven't tried that. Looking forward to it. This is, what is this? Shadow King. Shadow King, and it's got a little skull on there. So that'll probably kill me. Can't wait for that. But what I'm really looking forward to, and what I'm going to start today with, is this The Brick. And this is a box-pressed cigar. You can see it's got a rectangular shape. Doesn't change the flavor. It's more of a gimmick than anything. It's just you're smoking a rectangle instead of a circle. But I like it. And it's got a really nice Connecticut leaf wrapper. Really nice and soft and silky. So we're going to hack this thing open and set it on fire. Sound good to everybody? I hope so. Oh, come on. Fire. Fire. One of these days I'll get a lighter that actually works. It doesn't require me using 2 dead lighters to get it to work. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like it. Well, it's good to see everybody today. Everyone on Facebook, Jared, Toby, so good to see you. And of course, all the regulars and the members and the Patreon supporters on YouTube today. We've got Changed One, Wyoming Homesteader, Just Cowboy, Julian Z, Ant444, Greg, Scotty P, Craig Euler, Timber Jack, Chininator, Julian Z, Canuck84, Axon Media Los Angeles, and it's Vonrek with the first gifted membership of the broadcast, coming in clutch as he always does, gifting 10. I said 10 Oxhorn memberships to the community. Thank you so much, Vonrek, and congratulations to Random Greymane, Mitchell Shelton, Jason Poss, Hellcat, Miles Ellington, Vic Whiplash, Stephen Herfram Fox, Psychow, Murden Philippe, and Holly Phelps. Thanks again, Vonrek, and congratulations to everyone who snagged a free Oxhorn membership. It's Mark from Sales with the first super chat of the day. He says, "What do you call a reluctant spud?" A hesitator. Because he's reluctant. He's not a regular tater, he's a hesitator. It's a reluctant spud. Thank you, Mark from Sales. First dad joke of the evening. Love it. ASMR Artists says, when did the Fallout content end? And then in parentheses, live stream. The Fallout content has never ended, my friend. But if you're asking when I stopped live streaming Fallout games, it's really when I completed everything in Fallout 76. I never live streamed Fallouts 1, 2, Tactics, New Vegas 3, or 4. But when Fallout 76 came out, I did spend several months, really, broadcasting that game every single day. Enough so that I completed the entire plot. I did absolutely everything. When Wastelanders came out, I paused my content schedule and I live streamed Wastelanders every single day until I finished Wastelanders. The same is true for Steel Rain and Steel Dawn, and I've done lore videos for all of that content as well. So the Fallout content has not ended. I have covered it all. But there's only so much you can do on a Fallout live stream until you complete Fallout, right? And that's what I did. I streamed Fallout 76 until I completed Fallout 76. And I am now covering other games until there is something worth covering in Fallout 76. I realize that they've released a bunch of new stuff, new cryptids and so on and so forth. But it just hasn't been enough to bring me back. That said, I've got more Fallout 4 lore videos in the works. I recorded more footage this week, and I am eager to start the next lore series on Fallout 4. Adrian Parker says, hey Ox, hope your day went well. Currently watching my brother's baseball game. Cheers to you, good sir. Thank you, Adrian Parker. Cheers to you. Wish your brother well from me. Julian Z says, hi Ox, so good to see you on the Scotch and Smoke Rings. Hope you're doing well. Really threw us off with that 2-minute request. Well done. 2 minutes early means 15, lol. That's right. 2 minutes. Here I am. I'm live and I'm on time. And because I always am. I'm always on time. So it's nothing special, really. Changed One, a member for 20 months, and a Bronze Ox says this game rivals Edith Finch for most depressing. I don't know. With Edith Finch, it was depressing in a non-funny way. Like, I just dreaded reading every single article and lore piece because it was just an awful story of death and betrayal and just misery. And then, you know, there were a few funny moments, but even then, when you're going into the son's fantasy realm, where he was working on a conveyor belt his entire, and the job was so tedious that he began to create an imaginary world where he was this king, and then we started to play. We started to join his imaginary world, and all of this fantasy was going on in his brain, which distracted him to the point where he died on the job by like getting on the conveyor belt and being sliced up. But it was not funny. Like, it was just awful and depressing and dark. With this game, there are moments like that are not funny, like the whole dead baby thing from last week. Didn't like that. But everything else has been actually horrible, but funny at the same time. Like when he had to stab the witch lady in the face repeatedly, over and over again. And then when you thought he was going to stop, he didn't stop. He just kept on stabbing her in the face. And it was great. So, yeah, it has depressing moments, but I'm still really enjoying it. Then we've got Vince M, a member for 42 months. He says, evening Ox, I hope you're having a great evening. Please say a prayer for my cat, Charlie, as he isn't doing well, and I'm taking him to the vet tomorrow. Cheers. Yeah, will do. Sorry to hear about your cat. I hope everything goes well tonight, and especially during the appointment tomorrow. Good luck to you and Charlie. Marine98 with a sticker tip. Thank you so much, Marine98. Dalton Williams says, what are you drinking tonight, Ox? I have rum and Bud Light. Cheers. Well, I've never been a Bud Light fan. Not that I'm protesting it or anything. I'm not. It's just, even before the whole protests, I never really particularly thought that the taste of Bud Light was very good. And I've never been a fan of, like, Coors or, Michelob Light or anything like that. I think one of the only mainstream mass-produced beers that I really like is Heineken. I think Heineken is okay. Modelo is all right as well. I like Heineken. I like Modelo. I can't even pronounce it. Modelo, I think is what it's called. Modelo Black. I don't even like Guinness. Guinness, it's okay. I guess I don't get Guinness, like why Guinness is so popular. I like how it's a dark beer, but it's kind of got this off taste to it. I like dark beers. Dark beers are my favorite dark beers. I really like Irish Death, and it's not like a huge mass-produced beer. It's more of like an off-brand, but it's kind of maltier and it tastes fuller and it's maybe even a little sweeter. Guinness, it's got like a biological taste to it. It almost tastes a little off, like moldy, or it's weird. It's not the worst. Like, I'll take a Guinness if there's nothing else, but. Anyway, what I'm drinking tonight is not beer. I typically, when I do it, if I go out to dinner and I have a steak, I'll have a nice beer that goes with it. But that's really the only time I ever have beers. When I'm home, I typically like Scotch, or rum has become my go-to beverage. Tonight we are drinking 15-year-old Glenlivet and some Kraken rum with a little bit of Coke inside. Cheers. Dalton Williams says, I'm both proud and depressed. My son turns 8 next week. Feels like only yesterday he was born. I hear you, man. My daughter just turned 9. My son just turned 11. And it's bizarre because you talk with them and they're starting to talk like adults. They're not. They're still kids. So they're talking like kids. But every now and then, I don't know if you've, as a parent, have seen this yet, but every now and then you'll see an expression on their face, and it's like an adult expression, like this awareness, like they're growing up and they're coming out of their childhood, and you can see it happening, and they're starting to ask questions that are more mature and more insightful and more wise, and it kind of throws you because, like, wait a minute, you're 9. And you're reminded that you are raising a person, like a little intelligent, wise person that is capable of everything that you are capable of. And it's like this surreal thing to go through as a parent. It's cool and just like a little bit sad at the same time, because that completely helpless little baby that you got to parent and nurture, it's kind of going away. It's kind of going away. It's he's transforming. She's transforming. And as a parent, you kind of got to come to terms with that. So yeah, I get the whole depressed thing, but I wouldn't necessarily say depressed, because on one hand, it is sad because your baby is going away and your baby will be gone forever, and all you're left with is the memories. But it's also happy because the transformation is taking place slowly around you. You're able to influence that transformation and guide and mold that transformation so that hopefully the end product is a happy, well-adjusted young person and soon to be adult who you can continue to mentor and become friends with. So pretty cool stuff. Robert Tabora says, what's your favorite part of Bramble the Mountain King? I mean, the little gnomes running around and stepping on all of the bear traps was awful, but funny. The stabbing the witch lady in the face with the sword was awful, but funny as well. Those are both pretty good moments, I think I'd say. The whole squashing the Pinecone King was awful, but funny. James Trucker, a member for 9 months into Silver Ox, says, good evening, Oxhorn. So happy your internet is working after it cropped out yesterday. Yeah. Still don't know what happened yesterday with my internet. I'm hoping that the problems that I had several months ago are not resurfacing. But I reset the modem today, and I made sure everything was working well before I went live, so hopefully, crossing fingers, knock on wood, and all of that the broadcast goes smoothly today. Zartu says, Ox, I know you're not one for pre-orders, but are you going to pre-order Starfield to start streaming 6 days early on the 1st of September? That's a question that came up last week, and it's something I'm trying to figure out. Probably is where I'm going there. I mean, unless I get the game early some other way, I'll probably pre-order it so that I can get it early so I can start broadcasting it early. That's probably what I'm going to do. Rubber says, creepy fairy tale game time. Nerd boner. Right. Well, there's really nothing about this game that would give me a boner in any regard, especially not a nerd boner. But you know what? I'm not going to judge. You can nerd boner yourself to smithereens for all I care. Have fun. I think I'll just stick with the rum and cigars. But glad you're watching. Thanks. Just Cowboy says, hey Ox, I was recently gifted a bottle of whiskey called Drambuie and highly recommend it. Friend brought it back from Scotland and it's divine. Sounds good. I've actually heard of it, but I've never tried it. I've never had any Drambuie. So I'll have to check it out. Thank you, Just Cowboy. ASMR Artists says, I understand and appreciate all you've done for Fallout. I can only hope that you will stream Fallout 5 and reclaim much of your prestige in the community. Ouch! Ouch! Damn! Some people just have a knack for just brutally insulting you while complimenting you at the same time. Because of course you're insinuating that that I've lost my prestige in the Fallout community. If I ever had prestige in the Fallout community to begin with. Bro, I just go to YouTube and make videos about games I'm interested in. That's how I started. That's what I do today. How people perceive me is up to them, and I don't care. I make the content that I want to do. And I was fortunate enough during 2018, 2019, during the height of the anticipation for Fallout 76, I was fortunate enough that my Fallout content kind of satiated that anticipation. People who were looking forward to Fallout 76 could satiate that longing for the game by playing a lot of my Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas content, by watching all of that content. But you do realize that gaming franchises are in ebbs and flows. When a new game is being released, there's a lot of interest about that game, naturally, because it's new. But after that game is published, the interest dies down because it's no longer new. And creators, when they tie their brand to a popular franchise, suffer the same thing, right? When the franchise is doing well, your content is doing well because your content is about that franchise. When that franchise loses interest in the community because they haven't done really anything new, then your content about it also loses interest, which incidentally is why so many other YouTubers peddle rumors. Like they like to, and I'm not judging anybody here, you know, people got to make their living on YouTube anyway they want to. But there are a lot of YouTubers who will, they'll scandalize things, right? They'll say, you won't believe what Todd Howard said next, or this is Bethesda's next worst thing that they've ever done, or is this the end of Bethesda? You know, they'll do stuff that's just extreme because the content isn't coming out as, you know, quickly as they would like to, and they've got to come up with something. But for someone like me who doesn't do drama and news and stuff like that, and I just strictly stick to the stories and the lore and the actual canonical content that is in the game, there comes a point when I've covered it all, there comes a point when people are playing other games that are newer, and therefore your Fallout content is less popular than at one time it would be, and that's normal, and it's okay. And it doesn't mean my channel is sick or that there's something wrong. It's simply the ebb and flow of being a YouTuber on YouTube. I came to terms with that, and I'm cool with that. Now, I'm glad you understand and appreciate everything that I have done for Fallout, but I hope you'll understand and appreciate all of the other stuff that I have done as well, which is, you know, dozens and dozens of other live streams of other games at this point, lore series for other games like L.A. Noire and the Return of Obra Dinn. But when it comes to Fallout 5, this is something that we have actually talked about on the channel before. Don't hold your breath. We're going to be waiting a really long time for Fallout 5. It's probably going to be a decade or more from now before we see a Fallout 5. Which incidentally is why I do other content besides Fallout. I love Fallout. Fallout's my bread and butter. I can't wait to do more content about Fallout. Like when the Fallout TV show comes out, I'm definitely going to do more content about that. But I have to also do content about other games because Fallout, they're not coming out with new content, right? Fallout 76 is, but oftentimes it's kind of shallow. Like we learned that when it came to the Pit DLC, the Expeditions, which I think we're ultimately disappointing for many people. Anyway, thank you, ASMR artists, for that. ASMR artists continues. Always been a whiskey man myself, Scotch or Irish. I do enjoy a good whiskey. I think I enjoy a whiskey when it's paired with something edible. I like whiskey when I'm eating a very savory meal. Those two pair really well. If I'm just drinking and I'm not eating, I want something a little richer, and that's why I like rum. And I'm not eating anything right now, so I'm enjoying a good rum and coke as well. Man of Warb says, I live in a town where diesel engines are designed and made, so the most popular craft beer here is called Diesel Oil Stout. I mean, I would try a beer called Diesel Oil Stout. It sounds thick and rich. Nuka Tom with a super chat, a very generous super chat, says, Bienvenue, Mighty Beard Brandisher, payday again tomorrow, and I'm so excited to see your reaction to the last boss if you get there tonight. Also, just wanted to say thanks for being the one to get me into Fallout in the first place with your famous video on Arlen Glass. My video on Arlen Glass, the toy maker, was many people's introduction to my video and my videos on my channel, and it was one of the most satisfying and heart-wrenching stories to tell. So I'm really glad that you got to watch that. I'm glad you enjoyed the story as much as I enjoyed retelling it. ASMR Artists says, at 8, it's hard to miss that there's a whole person. At 8, it's hard to miss that there's a whole person. At age, right? I mean, at 6, it's the same thing, right? Like, oh, were you talking about in terms of maturity? You think that at age 8, you're starting to see more maturity in a child? Yeah. I mean, I think that's true as well. Dalton Williams says, that look you're talking about gets me in trouble. He's my twin almost, and when my wife says something he doesn't like, he gives her a dirty look that looks like me when I'm mad, and she gets mad at me, lol. Oh, the one that I was talking about where you can see this wisdom in a child. Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully you can stay within your wife's good graces. Wishing you the best. The Easy Life says, howdy Ox and all in chat. Got a Jack and Coke on the rocks to enjoy the stream with. My daughter gave me her first I love you daddy when I put her to bed. Now I have the stream. Been a great night. That's amazing, The Easy Life. Congratulations. And here I remember when you came by to talk about the birth of your daughter, and now your daughter is already talking to you and saying goodnight. That's great. Thank you, The Easy Life, for sharing. Julian Z says, Ox, how far did you get yesterday as the video on demand ends abruptly with you jumping on zipline and acknowledging there's a meditation point over there? I didn't get much further than that. I jumped on the zipline and landed pretty much essentially on the meditation point, saved, and then exited the broadcast. So don't worry, we're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday. You didn't miss much. Alt Grendel says, where do pirates get their hooks? At the secondhand store. At the secondhand store. BBL, everyone. Thank you, Alt Grendel. Bye-bye later, I guess. Is that what it means? Bye-bye later, Alt Grendel. Thank you for participation. ASMR Artists says, there is a word cap to these stickers. So lol. Is there a word cap to these super chats? Okay, I didn't realize that. Mark from Sales says, breaking. New Oxhorn Rants and Rumors channel confirmed. That's not going to happen. I have been tempted from time to time to make channels, different channels on YouTube for different things that I'm interested in. But I am not making an Oxhorn Rants and Rumors channel. I do rants here on Scotch and Smoke Rings. All you got to do is tune into the program, tune in here, you get my rants. And for rumors, no, probably not. Axon Media Los Angeles says, speaking of game cycles, any plans on playing Baldur's Gate 3? Don't know. I'll add it to the list. We'll see if it looks like something that I want to tackle. Thank you, Axon Media. Oh, no. Well, looks like I've got some internet connectivity issues. Okay, I'm going to try and do the whole hotspot trick. Give me just a second. Okay, I have connected to my internet hotspot, and I'm hoping that this... Hold on. Okay, I've got a solid green light on my broadcaster. Thank you for your patience. I'm not sure what's going on with my internet connection. I'm going to have to talk to Comcast again, kick the guy in the closet. But I'm on my cellular signal now, so that should fix the issues. Now, let's see where I was. Matthias, a member for 15 months, says, love this game. You're the best streamer to watch. Thank you so much, Matthias. I hope